Being an immigrant, people often think immigration is not a black issue. It is. So TPS, Temporary Protected Status, is a program built to support immigrants. And so when they arrive here, it gives them an opportunity to get a driver's license, give them an opportunity to get a work permit. Haiti has been paying for the rebellion of 1804. The U.S. has put a foot on Haiti's neck and made them pay. And so the economy is unstable. You got gangs fighting against each other. You have the president being assassinated. So they're leaving this behind to come here. And when they come here, this is what they're facing. A very good friend of mine in South Florida, she has TPS for a long time, was trying to adjust her status to become a green card holder, but it just was incredibly difficult and very, very expensive. Like my husband, he arrived here at the age of 2 years old. He found himself in a situation where he was accused of a crime. He was later pardoned, and ICE used this crime to try to deport him. And we see this all the time. Unfortunately, now this is their home, and to uproot them after investing 10, 15, 20 years into this country is really wild that the United States is looking to pluck them out of their community and put them back in their country, which is still unstable, and tell them, hey, this is considered temporary, but not finding a pathway to allow them to stay. We have not stopped fighting. What it's gonna take is organizing. Put your hand to the plow. It's gonna take all of us. That's how we get things done. That's how our ancestors were able to win, and we're gonna continue to win. We're not gonna give up. We're not going anywhere. Hands off TPS Haitians and Syrians. Hands off TPS.
U.S. resumed deportation flights to Haiti, y'all. Yeah, they said that they're gonna start sending 2 plane flights a week.
Okay, lady. They're going to ask you to go back home one day. The table will turn.
No, they won't.
Okay?
You see how this Haitian lady is gloating, talking about, oh, one day the tables are going to turn. They're going to actually go back home. Go back where we are home. Where I'm going to go? Georgia? Virginia? South Carolina? Like, they want us to be immigrants so bad. And I think that's where a lot of the resentment comes into play. The resentment, the hatred, the anti-black Americanness that a lot of immigrants have is because we are not immigrants and we can't be deported anywhere. And I really, really am deep down in my heart, not all of them, but I feel like some of them really deeply resent black Americans because we're not immigrants. They don't like us for that. They don't like us the fact that we've never had to go to an immigration office. We're not running from the ice cream truck. Like, they really can't stand us for that. So for her to be up here saying, oh, one day the table's gonna turn and Trump act like he like y'all. Donald Trump is not the first president of the United States. Black Americans been here since before the inception of this country. If they could deport us en masse to somewhere, they would have already done it. Think about all of the horrific things they've been trying to do to wipe us out. It goes deeper than you think. Use your noggin. Clearly, we're not immigrants and they can't send us anywhere because if they could, they would have. They've literally been burning down our establishments, redlining us, doing everything they can to set us back. Everything under the sun except for what? Deporte, because where they gonna send us? And the fact that she's gloating and like got a smirk on her face like, yeah, it's gonna happen. No, it's not. The tables are not going to turn to whereas they're going to tell us to go back home because we are home. Y'all really have it in your minds that we're not American. And it's really sad and pathetic that you think this country is just a white man's country. And it is not. It is not. Yes, some white Americans helped to build this country, but black Americans were here since the very inception as well. Fought in every single war. Did free labor and paid labor to build an economic base for this country. Don't ever get it twisted. Like, y'all really confused. We're not immigrants. What y'all think about this? Sound off in the comments below. Spread love. It's the Brooklyn Way. Our time is coming.
I got a question for all of the Haitians and Syrians. Why did you wait 15 years? Temporary means temporary. You waited 15 years, you ain't get no paperwork, you ain't try to get legal, you ain't try to get permanent residence, you ain't tried to become a citizen, you ain't get no green card. Temporary means temporary.
Wait, I have to add this before I leave. Y'all don't want to be in y'all's country. So as much as y'all got a country to go back to, your ass ain't never there and don't want to go there. Y'all are literally picketing, rioting, and trying to storm the Capitol so that you won't have to go back to your country that you're so proud of. All right, bye.
know, what happened to, I have a country to go back to. I have a country to go back to. I have a country to go back to. Unlike y'all, I have a country to go back to. What happened to that? Now y'all over here talking about, we will fight. We will keep fighting to be in somebody else's house. We will keep fighting to be in somebody else's house. But I thought y'all had a country to go back to. When America is getting sticky, I got a country to go back to. But when it's time to go back to your country, we will fight to stay. What? What are y'all? Please. Like, how does anybody even think that this is acceptable? Like, what kind of logic do we live in this world? How are you fighting to stay in someone else's country on a temporary protective?
Friends do is flee away from danger. I love the idea of go back to your country because there's this mentality that there's a claim to something. Your entire country is based off of people that flee. Like, that is what people do. They flee. If it ain't working out there and the oppression is way too bad, they flee for better opportunities. Some people want to sit there and fight all day, but other people actually want to raise their children and they don't want to spend their life fighting. Do you get that? Do you understand that? No.
It was temporary. You had temporary protective status. Temporary, as in not permanent, meaning for a period of time. What are we, guys, I don't get what we're all up in arms about. You guys were never citizens. You had time to get your citizenship. You had time to get your paperwork. You had time to get everything in order. And you didn't believe what the government told you. And that's on you. See, you thought that there was going to be some other law, something else that was passed to help you stay here, continue to benefit off our system. No, this administration stands on business. So, with that being said, stop ostracizing Black Americans, because key word in Black Americans, we are actual citizens. This is our country. This is our land. And now you expect for us to stand up for you guys when the government was very clear that you had temporary status. 15 plus years. Oh, but I had kids and now what am I going to do? You had 15 years. And in that time, you can't tell me that your life is not better than it was? No, but remember also, you guys are so quick to make sure you differentiate yourself between I'm Haitian and I'm not Black American. No, I'm Haitian. I'm not Black. I'm Haitian. Well, good. Go back home and live in Haiti. And again, I just want to be clear. I have nothing against Haitian people. Nothing like that. But my problem is when you come to Black Americans and say that we need to fight hard for you, you guys are just leaving us out here and these white people are doing this to us and all that. No. Don't put us in that. We have nothing to do with that. We have nothing to do with you not reading your documentation and doing what you need to do to be a member of this society. That's on you. So maybe next time, read your paperwork. What a concept.
Yeah, we can all accept the fact that the Asians are just being delusional right now because they think that the Black Americans need to be deported alongside with them because they have maybe similar colors and the rest. But when discussions like this were brought up about deportations and many more, the Haitians were like, no, I have a country to go back to, not like you. And now the Black Americans are trying to use the statement they used against them, because when discussions like this were brought up, they try to console themselves about them having a country to go back to. So now that they are being deported and they are dragging Black Americans with them, saying that no, if they are being deported, they need to be deported alongside with the Black Americans. And we all know that the Black Americans were actually there. The forefathers, the ancestors, they contributed a lot to the America we are seeing today. So in today's video, we are going to be looking at a lot of clips. Like I said, we are giving the credit to the original creators of this video. So subscribe to my channel if you have not, turn on your notification, and don't forget to comment what you think about it.
That they're going to start sending 2 plane flights a week. They just dropped off 111 Haitians recently. Let me tell y'all the scoop. Thursday, July 16th. Yeah, this happened Thursday, July 16th at 1:30 p.m. Cape Haitians International Airport, carrying 111 Haitian nationals who were deported from the United States. So that's how the U.S. was dropping off the Haitians. Now look how the DR is dropping them off. This is the DR dropping off Haitians. Some of them allege that they've been, physically assaulted. It's like the DR is just sending a message to the Haitians like, hey, we really don't want y'all to come here. We're trying to, keep our country afloat. And they also want to build a wall. They're in the process of building a state-of-the-art wall between, to separate Haiti from the DR, because they really want the Haitians to stay on their side. If their budget was a little bit bigger, this wall will go up quicker. But they're like, man, we don't have the budget for it, but this is necessary for this wall to keep the Haitians out on their side. I guess they don't want them to mess up with their tourist money, I mean, Haiti could be doing the same thing with tourism, but all that Haitian on Haitian crime is ruining their side of the island.
Immigration authorities say they have deported more than 120,000 people so far this year, most of them from Haiti. Lugna Rafael has been living in the Dominican Republic for 13 years. He says immigration authorities beat him while he was in detention.
They came at 3 o'clock in the morning. They broke down the door and took me. They beat me a lot and they broke my head.
Dominican President Luis Abinader has made mass deportations of undocumented Haitian migrants a central pillar of his immigration policy. His government is also building a wall along the border with Haiti.
We keep on building with what our budget allows us. It's an objective that is a priority and national security strategy.
To all my Haitians, me personally, I would not be anywhere I'm not welcome. To any other immigrant, I would not be anywhere I'm not welcome. Period. Because right now, this is ridiculous. Trump ending the TPS for all Haitians. Seem like, damn, only Haitians in the U.S.? Or is it Cubans? Is it, Guatemalans? Is it Mexicanos? Is it Dominicano? All those people that, don't supposed to be over here, but yet y'all worry about the fucking Haitians? Are you kidding me? Not. Anywho, I don't even want to be in the fucking country. And I'm from here. Y'all pack up and go to Canada. Because I'm hearing that they treat you, I wish I could say it in Creole. My man ain't here. But I'm wishing that, I heard Canada treat you like you a fucking queen over there, king over there. Pack up and go there, because I'm about to leave too. The motherfucker Trump don't even want me in my own country. But y'all, my heart breaks for these families, because these motherfucking people be working hard. You hear me? Anything, they dedicate their life to it. They only come over here for a better life, and Trump, you trying to script that shit away from them. Y'all, let's pray for the Haitians, y'all. Let's pray for the Haitians.
And this is how you really exposed yourself. You said you don't know a single black American. Is that right? You don't fuck with us. We know. We know you don't like us. You're letting us know. It's in your anger. It's in your heart. But let me tell you something. I have a Haitian neighbor right now. Just was at my house yesterday, visiting my man. And he's going through a lot right now. And you know what he said? He said, my home is a safe space for him. In 2026, my home is still a safe space for your people. But all you do is show that you don't fuck with us. So when we say what we say, this is why. You cannot convince me that y'all are not jealous of the fact that black Americans taught you everything you knew, and now you want to give the credit to white people. You had the nerve to bring up the fact that Pat's Supermarket is owned by white people, but that was literally the cultural center in Little Haiti for Haitians to be able to sell their stuff. So whose side are you on? You get what I'm saying? This is why I say, when you give Haitians the credit, they still don't respect black Americans. You call me out twice, I finally respond, and this is how you act. And now it's, oh, you took your stitch off. I took it off because I need to see when you respond. That stitch duet shit, I don't be seeing it in all of my notifications. So the best way is direct, bitch. You got a problem with that? Because you had no problem making a 5-minute video responding to a video that wasn't even a response to what you said to me. I already responded to what you said to me. You decided to go to the other video and only respond to that. Bitch, I already laid your ass out and you completely ignored it. The black people in America are black and proud. Y'all try to be black and you're not even proud about it because you're so fucking brainwashed that you come to this country and you sit under the tutelage of white America and then you try to bring that shit back into the black community and it don't work like that. We've never been on the motherfucking side. We've never been on the side of white supremacy. You're gonna be over there. We're gonna be over here. That's why we're not the same.
When your countrywoman stood firm and blocked our reparations, doing everything she can to block your reparations, I don't hear not one Haitian American New Yorker saying a goddamn thing about it. When that woman who was in the White House sat there and said that she don't agree with reparations, was it Jean-Pierre? When she said she don't agree with reparations, I'm going to do the exact same thing that y'all did when she sat there in a position that she would never even be able to have if it wasn't for the fight in our blood. I'm going to do the exact same thing that you did when that happened. I'm not going to say a word. I'm not standing with you. I look, like I said, on a one-on-one basis, there's some of you that I actually care about. But as a whole, and even the ones that were on a one-on-one basis, did you do anything to stop Solange's? Did you do anything to check Jean-Pierre? Well, me neither. I can't do it. I don't know how to, what can I do? I'm going to do the same. I'm going to keep my head down and go to work. I'm going to keep my head down and live my life normally as if what is happening is not happening. Isn't that what you did? While we were fighting for our reparations, isn't that what you did? Isn't that what you are doing while we're sitting here, video after video after video, showing you? I sat there and showed you. I confronted Solange in her face. What did you do to stand with us? Nothing. So what's good for the goose is good for the gander. And now I will do the same for you that you did for me.
Ma'am, we don't relate to it. You're 100% right. We don't relate to leaving our countries and saying we will go somewhere for a better opportunity. We can't relate to it. And let's call it what it is. The majority of Haitians haven't left Haiti either. It's only, let's call it what it is. It's only a small group of people who are allowed by the U.S. government to come here. The majority of Haitians are still in Haiti right now, dealing with the problems in Haiti, fighting. Your family was the ones that was approved by the U.S. government to come over here. They knew you wasn't going to fight anything. They knew you wasn't going to stand up. They knew your family wasn't going to get on cold with Black America. They knew you was going to just put your head down and say, yes, a boss. They knew that. That's why they let you in. That's why, to be honest with you.
So I am one of the Haitians affected by this. I came to America when I was 4 years old. One of the, probably actually the very first clear memory I have was being on a plane to America and talking to my sister and us talking about what it meant for us to be going to America. We had different things that we debated. What would life be like? And I also remember throwing up in either the taxi ride or on the airplane. That was my very first memory. I don't remember life in Haiti because I was a baby. I was a toddler, so I don't remember. I started kindergarten here in the States. I did all my grade levels here. I said the Pledge of Allegiance, learned how to speak English. I learned United States history like it was my history. Although I kept a very strong hold to my Haitian roots, I became American without even realizing it. Unfortunately, there was always something that separated me and everyone else around me. Me and all the other kids. There was something that I had to be worried about that they didn't have to. My family got TPS when it first came out. It was something that I was very conscious of. especially when I was in the 8th grade and Donald Trump first ran for presidency. And to my utter shock, he was elected. And then he threatened my status back then.
We have a president that hates immigrants. I'm just on TPS. I'm allowed to be here, but not for long. July, our temporary protected status ends, and I don't know what I'm gonna do.
I was so afraid. And I think I've always been afraid. Even though I had lawful status, I've always been afraid. For myself, for my family.
I think, how am I gonna get through today without breaking apart? Falling apart during one of my classes, you know?
My parents have paid taxes since we came here. So, for about, almost 20 years now, my parents have been paying taxes. I've been paying taxes for 5 years now. And even still, there are some benefits that I don't qualify for because of my immigration status. There was no need to apply for FAFSA because I wasn't going to get it. But still, despite these very stark differences, I live life like an American. I've taken care of Americans at my job at the hospital as a patient care technician. I've befriended Americans. And I guess I mistaken myself for American as well. And then he was elected in 2024 again, and I had to face the harsh reality that people wanted this. People wanted to emphasize that difference. I'm not wanted here. I'm not accepted here. I'm not protected here. You see, this is my real life. This is the only life that I know. I don't know life in Haiti. So as much as it's very easy for you to say temporary means temporary. Yes, temporary means temporary, but it wasn't temporary. 15 years is not temporary. 15 years is enough time for someone to have hope that it could be a lifetime. 15 years is enough time for someone to make connections, to grow hope, to grow love, to have children. Another misconception that I see is that somehow people assume that it has been our decision this whole time to somehow abuse the system by remaining with temporary protected status and not trying to get something else to get better papers. If only you knew. If only you knew how difficult it was. And be glad that you don't know how difficult it is. Be grateful, because the only difference between me and you, or your children, or your parents, or your friends, is that you so have happened to been born in a country where your chance of survival was higher. If you're like me, you're probably confused, sad. Anyways, these bugs are trying to eat me up and I've kept you for too long. So yeah, thank you for giving me your attention for that period of time. If you are going through the same situation, please DM me and I'll connect you to the support group I created for us. Yeah, bon courage. We got this. Whatever you decide to do. I'm still lost myself. I'm figuring a lot of things out right now. So you're not alone in that. I love you, and if no one has told you this yet, I'm sorry this is happening to you, and we will get through this together.
And since they can no longer do rituals and spells on us with their magic, it's time to go home.
For your temporary protective status, you had anchor babies. Not only did you do that, but in the 15 to 20 years that you've been here, you built America or United States. I'm kind of confused on how Haitians really think that you built any part of this country. You guys came here after a flood. That was like 15 years ago. So you have hundreds of thousands, via your words, of children that were born here because you never really planned on going back. You got EBT, food stamps, WIC, you got housing, Section 8, you got medical, you got all of those things, and probably some of you got to open up restaurants or corner stores. You guys were never planning on going back. And the operative word being temporary. It was for the safety, as if those current events are no longer going. I'm going to add the video afterwards or at the end of this so you guys can watch it and come to your own conclusion, because now it's unjust. Now everything, because you were never planning to leave. You wanted to stay on that temporary protected status and gain all or garner all those benefits.
So welcome back to the channel. So if you have watched this point, thank you very much. I'm really grateful, and don't forget to subscribe. We can all agree that the Haitians, like the Haitians that were actually in the US, were living under the TPS, and they needed to at least try to get the green card, and they were given a probably very long time to do that. And we have all seen that they were actually at fault when it comes to their deportation, because they were given a long time to redo things in a proper manner, and yet they did not, and now they are being deported. And they have this motive, I don't know, they are being delusional because they think that they need to be deported alongside with the black Americans, not knowing that the black Americans are not immigrants. They were actually there in America since the 90s, of their ancestors, the founders of the US and the rest. They were actually among them. So you don't expect the black Americans to be deported alongside with the Haitians. And for if you're an immigrant and you're watching this video, like I said, if you are in another person's land, you need to be very compact. You need to at least have self-respect of your action and yourself, because you can't come to my place and you start running your mouth and doing a lot of things that are going to irritate me. That's exactly what the Haitians were doing in the US, and now they are being deported. And like I said, you can't go to a new environment and you start doing things that are not actually you start doing things that are not being done by those who are actually living there. And the Haitians were actually fond of those type of scenarios. And the worst part of it is that some black Americans can't stop laughing, because when scenarios like this were brought about, when you try talking about the deportations, when you're trying to talk about the interpretations of their TPS that is going to be revoked, they were like, at least I have a country to go back to. And now they are being forced back to their country, and they are like, we need to go alongside with the black Americans. And the black Americans have made it very clear to them that if they know that their country was very better and good enough than the US, why did they leave their country to come to the US? We all know that the Haitians are not, they don't have a good standard of living compared to the US, and they are trying to look for, better their futures, get employed, as they are still under, like, they are one of the less developed countries, and you can't compare them to the US. But still yet, when they are in the US, they keep running their mouths, keep making things very hard for themselves, and now they are being deported. And funny enough, some of the black Americans are now doing a lot of video regarding this issue, and they are trying to make it very clear to the Asians that if they needed to be deported, that should have been done a long time ago, because they were actually here since since during the ancestors, the development and the contribution. They put a lot, their ancestors put a lot to the contribution of the America we are all seeing now. So they are just trying to make things very clear to the Asians that they can't be deported alongside with them, because they are not immigrants. They were actually there in the country. And some of the facilities that the immigrants are actually enjoying now is just because of the Haitians. But they don't know, because let's just say out of ignorance, and but the black Americans, like I said, they have made it clear that they are not immigrants and they deserve a lot more. And due to the fact that some of them are even trying to say, some of them are even trying to give us that impression that if they needed to be deported, that should be done a long time ago, because there are some we have seen videos, clips on how some Black Americans, the way the white folks usually react when it comes to you seeing someone for the first time and you're just judging the person without that scenario is mostly common when it comes to the Black American. So that's, and when cases like this are being taken to the court, and the white folks are always the people who are, favored because they are actually white, and you are a melanated person. You can't compare yourself to the white folks, and that's one of the reasons. So the Black Americans were trying to make it very clear that judging with scenarios like this, if they needed to be deported, that could have been done a long time ago. So let the Haitians go back to their country. They keep claiming that it's more advanced and more developed than the US, and they should never step foot in their country again because the way they carry themselves, you are in another person's land and you're carrying your soldiers, you're being rude, and so, and you have that initiative that if they need to push you out of that country, you have a better place to be, you have a better environment. So welcome to the US for the first place, and that's what the Black Americans are upset about. So please, I would like to hear your thoughts about this. Comment what you think, and I would like to know which of the clips were very, very, entertaining when it comes to your own perspective. And follow my channel. See you in my next video.